All right, YouTube. The video down below is from ABC News. It's ABC's openly gay anchor Robin Roberts interviewing openly gay actor Jussie Smollett, the Empire star or one of the co-stars or whatever. And I'm starting to see a parallel here between Jussie Smollett and Nathan Phillips, and I predict it's going to end the same way. It's going to be just basically it's going to be debunked on the internet. It's going to get swept underneath the rug as if it never happened. I mean, we're not really hearing too much about Nathan Phillips anymore, are we? So I predict the same thing's going to happen with Jussie Smollett. NBC News, they stood in Nathan Phillips' corner. They were perpetuating these myths, like, the Covington Catholic boys are clearly guilty because they were smirking. Like, shame on them. Shame on them for coming out and standing up for what they believe. And they're not allowed to do that. Haven't you heard? White man bad. And then, of course, CNN jumped in on the fun. They were like, yeah, these young four black men who are preaching about the Bible and love, they were like calling these guys like incest babies and calling Romans like, pardon my French, and there's going to be some language in this video, so send me the shit to hell. Calling them like inbred Roman faggots and shit, like that's what they were calling them. This was all caught on tape. So Jussie Smollett comes out and he's like talking about his incident with the ABC News. So they got his back just like NBC News had Nathan Phillips back. So Jussie Smollett comes out and he displays the whole range of emotions of somebody who's allegedly a victim, talking about how he's pissed and I'm pissed off. No one, I'm pissed off. Nobody can believe me. And at the very end, he's like, he's in tears, talking about like, I just want to find justice. This isn't just about me. This is about all gay black men. And he's talking about how like, if there's any like young gay black men or young black men or young gay men watching that, they need to learn how to fight. And all this stuff, which is like, hey, look, this is America, defend yourself. By all means, you have the Second Amendment right. That is your God-given right if you're a legal citizen. It's just really corny the way he's like really hiding behind this. He's trying to make this a bigger mission than it actually is. And this is really what it is. It's a political stunt. He's coming out and he's saying that, yeah, these two guys attacked me. They called me a nigger. They called me a faggot. They called me was it like the combination of words like empire, faggot, nigger, or something. Pardon my French. Like I said, there's going to be language in this video. And this is his words, not mine. Basically, just trying to make these alleged people that probably don't even exist, these two Trump supporters that are hanging out in liberal Chicago in a very gay, dense neighborhood, I might add, in late hours. Like, what the hell are they doing there? I don't really think that there's many Trump supporters in that neck of the woods. But nonetheless, this is what Jussie Smollett is claiming, and he doesn't want to help the police, which is his right. I mean, look, he was talking to the police, and he was telling Robin Roberts, and he was saying, look, I don't want to give him my phone. They were just talking about just like maybe like scanning my call list or something for like the last few hours, but they wanted to actually look at my whole phone, and I like got a bunch of private photographs and all this stuff, which is fine. Look, you have your Fourth and Fifth Amendment right. You have every right not to hand over shit to the police. That is your God-given right. It just makes when it comes to the public court of opinion, people are going to be very suspect about it. I'm not saying that you should prove them wrong or anything. It's just that there's just all these different little factors that are adding up that are making your story look like total bullshit. And I don't have much else to say. In closing, I'll just say that look, I think Jussie Smollett, he tried to pull a political stunt here. He's obviously an outspoken critic about Donald Trump, as he calls him 45. I got people in my neck of the woods who are like, oh, he who shall not be named, 45, the devil, and so be it. People are allowed to believe whatever the fuck they want. He comes out and he's just trying to make this he's trying to make this alleged incident, and I doubt it even happened because there's so many aspects of his story that just really don't make sense. Like, they poured bleach on him, and bleach freezes in that type of weather. What the hell are MAGA hat wearing Trump supporters are going to be doing in a gay neighborhood in Chicago in freezing cold weather? A very liberal neighborhood. What the hell are they doing there? So there's all these things that aren't really adding up, and you can kind of. And regardless of whether these things add up or not, the fact that he's coming out and he's advertising his story so much really shows you that he's on a political mission. He's trying to make Trump supporters look racist. He's trying to make Trump look he's trying to make him look like an asshole, essentially. And it's not really working. This shit has been happening pretty much all year now, and we're only into the second month of this year. We've had the BuzzFeed story. We've had the Covington Catholic incident, the Jussie Smollett incident. Like, I'm not even like very anxious to see what the next thing is, because it's going to get worse and worse. And the amount of media coverage it's going to get, these types of events are going to get worse and worse. I predict that a false flag is eventually going to happen, like some type of false flag where an alleged white man is involved in this alleged incident. And I mentioned this in my previous video talking about Francis Parker Yockey, talking about how, they're going to really try and demonize the white man. And this is kind of the reason why I think that they're okay with Trump becoming president. It's like, if anything goes wrong, we can just blame it on Trump and the white man, the white man as a whole. Because the fact that Trump is president, just a little sidebar here, he is a white man that is in power. And that does mean a lot to white men, as it did with Barack Obama being in power. It meant a lot to black men and black women altogether, and probably black women more, because, Obama was a total pussy. He was a feminist and kind of a cuck, if you ask me. And, I don't know, there's just so much wrong with Obama. But anyways, it's only going to get worse, folks. It's only going to get worse. So what I would say, finally, is that as a collective internet force, we have to be willing to push back against the legacy media when they pump out this bullshit, because it clearly is bullshit. And I know it sounds kind of short-sighted to say, well, you don't really need evidence to determine that this guy's full of shit. Well, I go with my gut, okay? And this is, on an individual basis, I know. I'm going with my gut. I think this guy's totally full of shit. And that's just my opinion. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless, and I'll see you later. Peace out.